like both of us, we had kind of a breaking point. That was our biggest. We had prior knowledge, both of us, and we had a breaking point. And then we
Yeah.
had what I feel like we had an option. We had Christ or death.
Mm-hmm.
It was life and death.
It was.
Those are options. We had two options. And to see both coming out on the right choice is awesome. It's great. Heck yeah.
Have a good
Um,
streak going on right now.
but yeah, talk about that a little bit
All
if
right.
you want.
Um,
Talk about that
how should I start?
the fall.
The fall. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to establish some context here. I think so.
Context you want.
I couldn't really pinpoint an like event or series of events that really like I got the ball rolling, but I can say the ball was rolling for a little while with depression and just suicidal idealization, I'd say, but it was somewhat manageable. I mean, it definitely took like a toll on my life, but
Yeah, I feel like that was
it
like
was a
pretty.
while.
It was for a while, but I feel like towards the end, like it was super
Oh
exponential.
yeah, it shot up.
There was like a it was like there, and maybe that was my thing on like talking to you is like I saw it and we talked about it a little bit, but it wasn't like maybe the biggest worry in my mind, but it made me want to share it with you just in case.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I mean,
but
I really
to me, I feel like there really was like a probably about in a month period was where it was like,
mm, it got pretty bad. I
you know,
mean, I had a girlfriend towards the end of it. I mean, I'd say it was a thing before we kind of got together, but when we got together, it became a little bit more of a problem, I'd say. And it's not because of her, but it's just things happened. I would depend on her incredibly heavily to kind of bring me out of the episodes of it. But I mean, it was real rough at night, and like it would always be leaning on her. And then eventually we broke up for, I mean, who knows what reason. It really doesn't matter. But point is, with that, I kind of felt like I lost. I mean, I'd say my life was standing on two pillars, right?
you
I
kind of
had,
felt fully alone.
yeah.
Like
I
you
mean,
already
I
felt
had
alone, but
my
now you're
man, my
like,
homie, you, and I had my girlfriend at the time, and then losing that lost one of the two pillars, and I could feel the house just tipping over, you know.
you're good.
And I mean, it did, and like after that, I mean, I probably wasn't even what didn't I end up in a like the hospital probably only a few days after that? 'Cause, I mean, I was in
It
like
was really darn close.
yeah, I mean, I was in an
Uh,
outpatient thing where like I'd go during the day, I wouldn't go to school or anything, and I'd come home at night and sleep. But I was there pretty much most of the day for probably like 2 weeks, I think, maybe a little
yeah.
less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, it wasn't very long before before it went to the full like overnight,
Yeah, I did the overnight
which
for like
that's to me is I can
oh
speak on that in
yeah,
a second for what I was saying a little bit ago, but
yeah. And so that was definitely the tipping point is the breakup. Again, not her fault at all, not what I'm saying, but it was certainly a
just
very
feeling
large ass.
helpless.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean, I feel like it's relatable in life. It's very easy to turn to things we can see and feel, and it's very easy to let emotions get like a control over us.
Oh yeah.
I know we talk now about distrusting our thoughts because it's like that doesn't mean they're from you. It's like you talk about being depressed, and it's like if you can't say, "Hey, I'm done.
Mm,
I don't want to think this or feel this anymore," and it's still happening. It's like you're not in control of it.
yeah.
Oftentimes, now it's like it's not even you producing it. Like
Hmm.
it's an attacker, just even your flesh attacking. But
Not
without
to say you
knowing
can't
that,
make it
you
worse,
kind
but
of without knowing that. I mean, for me especially, like I was like, man, this is me.
yeah.
Like I am this. That
Mm,
defined me. Like this depression defines me. This
yeah.
hate in my life.
Especially
This
when that
like
became my whole life, going to
yeah,
the in and out patient is like this was my whole life. You'd sit there
yeah.
and you talk about it all day. People would act like you had some crazy problem all day.
And you're already thinking about it
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
then it really is your whole life.
Oh,
It's like inner and outside is focused around this.
maybe not the best way to address it, but it seems to be the way.
I seems
The
to be
way, the
common.
way our country's
It's
chosen.
dang near making it an idol.
Yeah,
Look at it now. It's like it is what defines you, and it's your whole life revolves around it.
yeah. I mean, the only way they
You're
have to
focused
solve
on
it
that.
is to buy some drugs, man. Become.
Which,
become this
man,
big drug company's little slave, you know? Like,
that was a frustrating thing.
yeah,
Because I think that was what I can think of that was maybe showed it more present before that time with you.
medicine.
Yeah, it was just like
Yeah.
you taking the medicine, then just
There
what
was
it
a
did.
point I was on probably like 5 different
Oh my
antidepressants. I
gosh.
mean, there's some that they would say it was for something else, right? But it was an antidepressant. I think there might have been like one that was for anxiety or something, but I had a real low dose of some like, I said like not depression because there's one that was like a schizophrenia thing, but it was a real low dose, and they said it was for like an antidepressant or something like that. I can't say
At
exactly
some
how it
point, you don't
works.
even know what's going on. You
Yeah, I
don't
mean
even
they
know what
just
they're
handed me
doing. They're just
pills, and I
like,
was like, okay,
take
dude, I
pills,
don't,
bro.
I couldn't tell you a single name of any of them,
We can.
but I don't
There
know.
is a long period of time where I'm not a big person that is comfortable around bodily fluids of other people, but to learn how to cope personally with being around somebody on a medication that doesn't positively affect your life
Mm-mm.
to the point it actually negatively affects in
Yeah.
ways like uncontrollable vomiting
Oh yeah,
at
dude.
times.
It was crazy.
That was hard.
Mm.
I don't like it. It makes me gag. I
Mm.
hate it, but I wanted to be there for you. Like, I'm here for you,
Yeah,
man.
man. I used to throw up all the
Oh, that
time.
was a
I
lot.
like it was hard to eat with it too, but like it was weird. Like I couldn't eat, but you're supposed to eat with the
I
medicine,
feel like
and
that
then like
adds to it because it's like, okay, it's like I'm depressed. I feel this.
yeah,
Okay, now I'm talking about it all day. Now I'm taking this medicine that's supposed to help or might help, and it's not. It's actually causing these other crappy things. So now I have more to be depressed about.
yeah.
It almost like it does the opposite of what they say it's supposed to do.
And it seems every way they address
Mm.
issues like this do that exact same thing. Like they either have great potential to make it worse, or they just straight up always make it worse.
Mm.
It's I don't. It's just such a terrible method of addressing the problem, I'd say. And I mean, I'm not. There's not a perfect 100% result
Yeah,
method, but there's. I mean, you're always gonna have the best method, which is simply leaning on Christ for the solution in every issue in your life. But
yeah. But okay, so back to your thing.
yeah,
I'll before you talk on it. So summary, like you started going to this place during the day
yep,
instead of school or kind of in part time with school, and it kind of increased in the amount of time you'd be there. And then it got to the point. This is just from my side looking at it. It got to the point where you called me and you're like, it was a rough phone call, but
yeah.
you called me. You're
I
like,
remember
I'm gonna
that phone
be
call.
like I. This is gonna be it. Like I won't be able to talk to you after this. Um, but I'm gonna be there all night,
Yeah,
and it's not good. You saying that you weren't good, and I remember, dude, oh my gosh, being like, it hit me hard. It hit me hard because it was like, man, you know, being young, especially, I feel like you don't ever think you're gonna have a situation where it's like, man, you could lose your friend,
mm,
like seriously lose your friend. Now it's like you're young, you're not thinking about that. It's like, well, maybe you think about like when you move away from each other, something like that, but you're not thinking about that out on like a young, early time. And you gave me that phone call, and man, that hurt.
yeah,
It was a rough situation. I remember I was just like, man, I need to try to make sure you get a Bible in there. Because I knew even before that, I knew that I wasn't the answer to your problem,
mm,
but I knew what solved my problem.
yeah,
And I wanted you to have that. And for me, it was comforting to know that that happened.
mm,
And I was like, you definitely, we need to make sure you get a Bible in there. I don't remember if it was you, it was probably your mom sent me a message or called me later on and was like, they got him like a New Testament
yeah.
little thingy, and she kind of gave me some info about the
Didn't I bring that up
situation.
to you in the call? I was just like, said something about, I remember saying
I don't
something
think
or
you
like
had it yet.
feeling like, yeah, I didn't, but I feel like I was telling you that I felt like I needed one.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh yeah.
weird because I've never even had or read a Bible before then, but I was just like, I
You
feel like I
seemed
need a Bible.
on my end like you seemed desperate,
Yeah.
which is such a fine line
Mm,
because that can be, looking at it as like that can be the beginning of something beautiful, of releasing your life to Christ, which
yeah.
is awesome. But being that desperate, you could also go the other way. So
Yeah.
let's just say it's a fine line, which is just kind of, man. And for my side, it's like I went I didn't hear anything back about that until, was it the next day
I was
or
only
was it
there
the
for
day
two
after?
nights.
Okay, so it was after that.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think I was there for like half a day, like 2 nights and then like half a day. But
yeah,
because I got, when I
because
got
I
in,
didn't
it
hear
was
anything.
one night. So I was only spent that one night there and then I had a full day and then I had like half a day and I was out. Because like,
Because I don't
I
think.
wasn't supposed to be out. I think I was supposed to be there for a few weeks. My
Yeah,
parents were like, this is, because like we could
we
call
we
them
we
like
could talk
once a
about
day. It
that
was like,
in a second
yeah.
when when you're going over. But yeah, I didn't hear anything from you till or anything about it until that day when you were getting out.
Mm,
But that night when you first went in, man, I went for me. That's what I was saying before. Is so pivotal for me and just a big part of my walk with Christ is that was scary.
yeah.
I mean, talk about like a lot of people think like I don't know, Christians are outside of stuff or they don't
Mm,
feel the same way. They ignore stuff, but it's like you feel it.
oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, it can be easier to deal with it, and you can have the actual answer and solution to lean on, which I'm gonna get to. But before you turn to Him, before you bring your problems, your issues, like fears and worries to Him, you're feeling them.
Yeah.
And I was feeling that. I mean, I was sitting there in my room. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And needed a place to like be able to vent, to like dang near scream. Like I was just like not doing good. I drove, barely made it. Don't know how I didn't wreck. I'm like crying the whole time. Like barely even see and I'm driving, which is stupid. Don't recommend that. Drive to church and there's nobody there. It's like nighttime. I'm just like sitting in the parking lot, like bawling my eyes out. Talking to God, bawling my eyes out, praying. But I left that parking lot with such a sense of relief that it was in his hands
Mm,
and that whichever way it went, whatever happened, he was still in control. He's still good. He still loves you and loves me, and it's okay. And he's got it. I drove home. I slept somehow. I don't know how I slept that night. And then, what? There was the next day,
mm,
and then you got out.
yeah.
Heck yeah.
It
That
was
was a
nice
cool
not having to
time.
be in there for like 2 weeks that a lot of people have to, bro. Like, that place was not it.
But okay, so on the inside,
Yeah.
you go in.
First night? All right. Going first night, bro, they got you like, you come in and it's like you're a prisoner, which I feel like is another crazy thing for trying to address mental health. Like, you come in, they have you like basically strip search you, make sure you don't got nothing. It's like, dude. And I was already there in like the outpatient thing and it was moved there. So there's no way I could have had anything, but regardless, they have like they strip search you and they send you in and it's like this like one room that's like I don't like it has like a kitchen and it's got kind of like a control room that's got some like walls and stuff for like the nurses or whatever. And then it's got just like a room for like therapy and it's got like a TV and like just the rooms you sleep in. But point is, there are a few other people there. Get in. It's not like it's clearly not very nice. The food is pretty bad too. But get in there. I think we watched a movie or something that night and we ate like their prison food and then went in, started going to sleep. Well, trying to go to sleep. But I remember I was laying there in bed that first night and it's like same normal, just almost impossible night, right? Just like crazy thoughts, man. Like it's insane how the devil will attack you when you're vulnerable, especially. But um, remember, I walked out to go talk to the nurses in that like control room thing at least once or twice. But first time I go out there and I'm like, I can't sleep, and I'm like talking about it and stuff like that. And then they like give me some like hot pack or something, like put on my chest or something. And I thought that was gonna help me sleep. And I go back, simple solutions, right? But yeah, doing that, go back into the room, uh, again, try to sleep. I'm just laying there and I just can't fall asleep. And I mean, from that point, like before that to that point, like a big thing that kept me from doing anything crazy was always just that I knew that it would destroy my family and my friends and that there wasn't any person that wanted it to happen, right? But the devil entirely convinced me that that's what I needed and what I wanted. And that was the only night I tried too, which is absurd, but So I was sitting there in my bed doing a terrible thing, but and I was just stopped. It was insane. I mean, it wasn't really like it wasn't a voice or anything. It was just a all encompassing, just like triumphant feeling that just stopped me from really doing anything. And I mean, I got back out of bed, went into the bathroom, I think, that was in the room. Crappy bathroom, by the way, like a curtain for the shower. The toilet was horrible. Like all the handles and stuff are like made to where you couldn't hang yourself on them or whatever. I'm like, dang, this place sucks. So I was just standing there in the mirror, probably, I think, crying or something. But and one of the nurses came in and I kind of told her what happened. And their grand solution to that was moving my mattress out into the main room and having me sleep on the floor there. But
Wasn't that the difference? Like you're only supposed to go in for the one night and then they were like, all right, 3 weeks,
I don't know. I think most
something like
people
that.
go for like a week or so, but I probably like if I would have stayed as long as they wanted me to, it probably would have been longer because of that, I think. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It was crazy. Um, I think one of the hardest parts was
So
just
no, I
feeling like
think
no one really tried very much to help. I mean, there's
yeah.
not much they could have done really, but they didn't even really seem super concerned.
I mean, the way you talk about it, it doesn't seem like they're very personal.
No.
You
I mean,
know,
they
like
weren't
it's
like the
like
nurses
really
weren't
cookie
bad people,
cutter.
I didn't think, but they didn't seem to care very
Yeah.
much. And like their head like psychologist or whatever, that dude was something
Was our
else.
conversation on the second night then?
No, it was that first night.
Was it the first
Yeah,
night? Okay.
it was. But I just woke up the next morning. Really, the only thing they had there was just like you'd go in a room and they'd bring like some people in or something. You just sit there and talk. Like the whole thing was just talk therapy. Or they'd give you like a piece of clay or something and be like, make something. It's like make something that represents how you feeling or something. It's like, what am I gonna make? Like what problems is this gonna solve?
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, like the whole place pretty much sets you up for failure, especially when you're already being attacked and tempted by Satan and you're just kind of lost there. But I think a big piece of context that I probably should have included too was that night. I know, like when we were probably watching the movie or something, I had that little New Testament book. I read probably not very much, maybe like few chapters at most, probably of Matthew, and then I went to bed that night and that certainly probably contributed. And I started reading a lot more of it the last day I was there, and then that half day after that. But that definitely helped quite a bit. But it was hard the whole time I was in there. It's like every second it was either like just sitting there, and they'd have like a packet or something that you're supposed to like fill out. I don't even remember exactly what it was. It was all like that freaking feeling
I remember
craps.
you
Like
showing me those when you got out.
they were
It was
so
funny.
bad.
What about then?
They only let you use markers too. Like you couldn't even have like a pencil or like a crayon. Like you had like a all of them are like dead markers. It's like what am I?
You're gonna huff markers. Hey, people do it. Oh.
uh,
So talk about the your kind of moment of kind of acceptance of Christ. I feel like
Okay.
because like you're in there and you're in the thick of it,
Mm,
and this isn't really helping. Going to this place, um, you're kind of reading. You remember your thoughts on like mid reading, like
hmm.
reading through Matthew and stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any like
It's okay if you don't. I
yeah.
didn't know if there was like anything, just thoughts you remember from it, like your impressions of it, reading it.
Hmm,
Because that would have been like the first time you reading
yeah.
the Bible.
And it was different than kind of what I expected it to be.
Hmm.
Um,
I feel like a lot of people end up thinking that.
yeah. I mean, I can't say I for sure didn't ever like pick up a Bible or whatever at that preschool, but it wasn't anything I remembered. But it was definitely different than kind of what I expected it to be, and I think it helped quite a bit. I mean, anytime we were just sitting there, I'd be reading that, especially when it felt like everything that you were supposed to be doing was kind of just a waste of time, like filling out that little marker packet or whatever, or sitting in like a group therapy thing, making a little play person to represent your feelings. Just sounds like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a little more personal and realistic solution.
So then, walk us through the big deal night.
Hmm. Big deal night. I mean, that was the last night. That was the first
Yeah.
night I was there. Yeah. I mean, just laying in bed and just uh, feeling like really that was the only option, and it wasn't. I don't know. And it was really weird because I knew well that it wasn't a good option for anybody else, and that it was the worst option for everybody else. But I felt like that's what needed to happen is what should happen. It was I don't know. It was a really really interesting, I guess, state of mind. Like it really can open your eyes to just how skewed your perspective can become in like isolation, I guess. Not in isolation as in physical isolation, but more of like intellectual like um isolation, I'd say.
Hmm.
Kind of like the only truth you feel like you're getting. I mean, it's not even truth, it's just the only perspective you feel like you're getting is that of Satan.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. I remember you talking to me about what you're getting ready to share on, and just uh, I remember thinking just how cool it was, just the way you were met,
Mm,
like seeking.
yeah.
Like because Scripture says like, knock and it'll open, seek and you'll find. He's talking about seeking for answers in the kingdom,
Mm,
like looking for Christ. And that's why a lot of people like were when they're sharing and doing mission work, they're like, well, let's pray that like just pray that if he's there, like that I'll encounter you. A lot of people pray for encounterment or pray for the truth to come out, and it's like, man, if you ask,
yeah.
come out, man.
I
I'll be waiting for you to
think
ask, man.
I
But walk us
definitely
through that a little bit.
prayed a few times that night for sure. And I know I did quite a bit after too. Especially because I really felt like after that first night that the prayers were answered and that he was there. So I feel like that definitely helped me to pray more. But um, I don't know. I don't even think like kind of when it was happening, like that first night, and the bed just like kind of sitting there really being attacked. I don't think it was ever really me praying, but it was just me really sitting there and trying to kind of just keep myself from doing anything stupid. But uh, it wasn't successful until it was, I guess. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't have a great way to describe the night, but the feeling to really stop me was something else. It's not really something that it was definitely wasn't something I ever felt then, but I could just feel God being there and really just being like, this is not what you need to be doing. And it really just stopped me right there in that moment. I mean, it was insane because I feel like I had there's a little like thin sheet, right? And I had it around my neck. And I was just sitting there and I could feel like I really couldn't breathe anymore. And I was just sitting there, laying there, and it just stopped. Like I just like untied it and I just stopped. This is the feeling. But it was crazy because like I was entirely convinced that this is what is happening. That's what's gonna happen. And then just in that moment, without any like crazy thought or anything from my own origin, it just completely convinced me otherwise.
That's so cool. I mean, I was thinking, I always thought of a couple of things when you were able to get a hold of me. You got out, you gave me a call, and you're telling me about it. I mean, first, I'm like relieved, like, not only do I still have my friend, but now you're talking about believing in Christ and turning to Him. But then also, I'm sitting here like, man, like, you're going to have such an awesome testimony
Mm,
in the sense that for the rest of your life, you can turn back and look and see, like David in one of the Psalms talks about, like, and I will, like, the whole first part of the Psalm is like super depressing. He's talking about all this affliction in his life and people out to kill him. And he's like, but I will remember the days of your righteous right hand.
mm,
He's like, even this is going on, but I can remember where you've been faithful and where you've shown up in my life and how like I trust in that. It's like I'm not trusting in the situation right now looks grim maybe, but it's like I know you're there and you've shown it to me and you've shown up in the past. So I would just remember thinking like, man, like you're always gonna be able to look back at that and be like, man, he showed up in
Yeah.
such a real way. And I would just remember thinking, and I still think it like how how cool I think it's gonna be to see that affecting you in your walk
Yeah.
as we get older.
I mean, that's definitely a big thing. I mean, just knowing that not only did Jesus sacrifice himself to save me once, that God came back again when I wanted to die and save me again. It's like he continues to show you his love and that he wants me here and he wants everyone who is here here.
Yeah.
He continues and he has shown up countless times. And then you start to realize all the good in your life that was already there and that is constantly being added every single day. And again, you have that to thank. You have God to thank for that.
Yeah.
It really, really can open your eyes once you see where it's all coming from.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I mean, you got out and it definitely changed maybe the intensity of our conversations
Mm,
about Christ, about Christianity, about the Bible. After that, it maybe increased it. I feel like we
yeah,
talked more about it, um, deeper conversations and stuff, which has been really cool. And you know, being on the outside of it, I feel like there has been such a cool progression, even in just the short time that it's been relatively to that, that situation,
that's
that
crazy. It's been like
instance.
a year, like full 12
Yeah,
months. It was like
yeah,
December or something last year, right? It was something like
yeah. It
that.
wasn't warm.
No, because I
Man, that is
remember I
weird.
was
Yeah,
out a little bit before winter break for school, like a few weeks before, and then I was out winter break too. So I got a nice long, well, not nice. I got a long break.
but I mean, that's like so interesting though. Like we're a year out, and I mean, you could speak to this, but I know you've told me like you're not experiencing the same thing.
Mm,
Like, like before, it was like not like talking about depression. It's like it wasn't bad, but it was there,
yeah.
and then it amplified to that. But like I've seen in my life, even like it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It
before it was
definitely
like present, but it
disappeared.
wasn't bad. And I think a lot of people have that in their life. It's like they feel depressed, but it's not. It's maybe not to the point where they're like, I don't want to live, or it's not
Yeah.
to the point where it's like I hate life, or it's just on such a low scale. But like,
Mm.
what do you think? Is that still there?
It definitely went away pretty fast. I mean, there
I
was a
know there
few
was,
weeks after,
yeah,
yeah,
like
where
right
it would
after.
try. At night, it wasn't ever a day thing. Even when it was bad, it very rarely was like during the day type of thing. It was more of like laying there by yourself and Satan would really come out. But
Mhm.
it would be like that for probably not every single night, but a decent amount of nights for probably just like 2 or maybe 3 or so weeks.
And
And then
then
it just stopped.
just for
Yeah.
reference, and this is such a thing that I think is so useful for people to know and learn and put in practice. What did you do when that happened? When it came back? What's your
Yeah,
response?
see this.
What's the response?
See guys, this is the most important part.
Yeah.
All I did the entire time, Satan would pop his little ugly head out and I would say
Oof.
no. And I would pray to God and I'd talk to God and it would stop.
Mhm.
Even in that individual night, it could be first night back out of the hospital and I did it. And every every single time it worked.
It's almost like Scripture says, "Submit to God, resist the devil, and he
Mm,
will flee."
almost like that.
It's
Yeah.
almost like we're given a playbook on how we work, how Satan works, how this world works, and how he has put things in place to assist in that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Almost like that.
man, I'll tell you what, something I know I've told you a billion times, but the thing I've given the most praise to the Lord for was him encountering you.
Mm,
I mean, that was just such a big thing, and so cool to see in real time. Um, And I mean, it's so cool because it's like, man, like before that, it's like you're hurting. It's like I can do a little bit to help with that, but I know like I said before, I know I can't fix it, and
yeah.
I know what can fix it. So to actually see you take that and get that help and have the fix is like, man, it's such a relief. It feels so great, and it's so
Yeah.
cool to see. Um, and it's it's just it's been a strengthener for my walk with Christ, big time, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
But
It's it's such a crazy experience. Like having that too is like it's really impossible to like I don't know. I mean, at least for me, it's impossible I'd say to bring someone who's experienced something like that from Christ, seeing like
mm,
so clearly that he
sure,
saved you and
sure.
that like I mean, what other explanation could, like, looking at it purely logically, what explanation besides that could you possibly reach? Something that controlled at least my life entirely for months and then years before that, it being still a major player, and it just disappearing.
Yeah.
Something that people say must be treated medically, and that I like was diagnosed clinical depression,
You're
something with
told you're
anxiety.
told we're gonna give you this medicine. You're gonna stay on this
Yeah.
medicine for the rest of your life.
And it doesn't even help. And they're like, well, this is gonna make you feel better.
Yeah.
And then you go and you follow the one truth and it disappears.
Yeah, and it's not the only example. I mean, we'll talk about mine here in a second, but
Yeah.
I mean, even between us, that's not the only example. There's
No.
like hundreds, thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, more than thousands. I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, dang near almost every person that has come to Christ, like come to Christ, and um, it's just a promise that He's got for you, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt before. Is like, man, like I know what He has for you and what He offers, and to be a friend to somebody who's not taking Him up on that offer is hard.
Mm.
It's hard to watch your friend not have that safety and security that they could.
Yeah.
But then, like I said a second ago, to see the flip side, to see you have that, oh my goodness, man. I mean, it brings such relief. Um, and then even like so, like that happened, that inpatient thing, and you just said the like week or two after that, there were still some rough patches.
Hmm.
There were some rough patches where like your mom and your parents were like worried,
Yeah.
like worried, and I remember not being worried.
Mm.
I'm like, it's I remember like I know, and I've been shown this in so many ways. It's like sometimes it's not always just a quick
Yeah.
fix. Sometimes there's some progression, and there's some of yourself that has to die, and some. My uncle talks about this a lot, like just your neural pathways. You build habits, and it's like, well, kind of your like, not that you want to be depressed at night, but you're kind of used to being depressed at night, and there's
Yeah.
different things you expect to
And
happen,
that's a big thing. It was. It was just a
um,
mindset
and then
for
also just,
those
well,
few
what do you
weeks,
do?
really.
How do you respond to it? What do you
Yeah.
turn to? What's your way out of that? And you get into
It's got to
the habits
build,
of it.
yeah,
And
build new habits, and the problem will
so
get
sometimes
solved.
it can take a second, but
Yeah.
I remember not being worried through that.
Mm.
I remember people being worried, but I'm just like, man, no, he's got Christ.
Yeah.
And it wasn't long, and then it's just not
Hmm.
present.
I think the big thing that they were worried about is because it wasn't right after I got out of the hospital. It was probably, I mean, we got into the new house. I think
Yeah,
maybe like probably around that time, I completely cold turkey stopped all the medicine. And around then,
that was great.
dude, it changes your brain, bro. Like
Yeah,
if you just stop or just start taking that medicine, like it's gonna mess with you. Like it changes who you are and how you act, what you say, what you believe, and just your thought processes. Like it changes so much. And just quitting that cold turkey like that, it messed with me for I don't know, at least probably a month or so, just completely stopping. And I mean, it certainly I felt myself come back, and I'm certainly much better now. But it was definitely an addiction. I'd say you'd have to break.
sure. Sure. But okay, so we're past that. And like I said before, and I'm gonna say it so many times, and for the rest of my life I'm gonna say it. And
I don't throw up anymore either, by the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I say he's what I think the most is him getting saved, is because I don't got to deal with that anymore. Not actually, but